Hello everyone, thank you all for coming this evening. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have a fish as a pet? Ever thought about if the process was difficult or not? Well, what if I told you it was just as easy as putting water into a bowl? Here during this presentation, hopefully it will confirm to you that having a fish tank and setting it up is not as difficult as it may seem. First, I'm going to walk you through the process of gathering your fish, your tank, and getting the water ready for it. Then I will talk about setting up the floor of the tank and what things you can put inside of it. Lastly, I will be talking to you about keeping up with the tank and maintaining it to make sure it stays healthy and thriving. Knowing what kind of fish you want and the size of the tank are the two independent variables. Everything else is dependent. If you are wanting a fish that grows to a bigger length or size, then you're going to want to get a bigger tank. Depending on if there's enough room, you can add tank mates to have more fish, but that all depends on the amount of fish, the size of fish, and the size of tank that you have. The common ratio is 1 inch of fish per gallon of water. The bigger the tank, the more fish or the bigger size of fish you can have. Once you have gathered your tank and your fish, it's time to talk about the water. By doing so, you are going to want to add a neutral regulator. A neutral regulator is a powder salt-like substance that balances the pH level of the water to a 7.0, which is the most habitable for freshwater fish. It also removes chlorine, chloramine, and reduces ammonia levels in the water. Once you get your fish, your water, and your tank ready, it's time to talk about the floor of the tank. An essential step in having a great tank that functions properly allows for a thick layer of substrate. Having a thick substrate layer gives room for plants to grow their roots. After putting in the substrate, you may now put in your water and add any of the plants or decorations that you have. So this is adding the sand substrate to the bottom of the tank. And we'll pack it down. And then go ahead with your decorations. And then you're going to add your water to fill. All right. After that, After that, you're going to want to set your fish in there for about 20 minutes to acclimate into the water. Then, after, you're going to want to open your bag just a little bit and then have enough room for your fish to swim out, but not enough room for most of the water to escape from the bag. Also, make sure not to put too many big decorations in there, or else it will overcrowd the tank. And make sure it's not too plain to where there are no hiding places or places for your fish to explore. Once the plants have started to grow some, nitrifying bacteria will begin to grow at the roots and the plant itself. Nitrifying bacteria helps break down fish and tank waste by nitrifying the bacteria and removing the toxic bacteria from the water. Now that the bottom of your floor is looking good and your plants are starting to grow, it's time to talk about the maintenance for keeping a tank healthy and thriving. Keeping up with a healthy tank is going to take some patience and time. You're going to want to clean it about every 2 weeks. When it comes to cleaning your tank, you're going to want to scrub the sides of the tank where the green algae will grow, and then at the top of the tank where the grime buildup from the tank goes. When it comes to doing a water change, you're going to want to do it about once a week. It consists of you taking about 20% of the water out and replacing it with new neutralized water. The cleaning times and water changes may vary depending on the size of the tank, the amount of fish, and how messy the fish can be. Having more fish will result in doing more cleaning frequently. The less fish or the less messy the fish that you have will add a bit more time in between cleanings and water changes. But overall, keeping a tank clean is an important task that is not as difficult to complete as you may seem. Setting up a fish tank and maintaining it to keep it thriving and healthy takes a bit of effort, time, energy, and patience. But just like any other pet, that is the sacrifice you make when introducing them to your home. If you enjoyed this display and demonstration and it made you feel a little bit more at ease about owning a fish tank or wanting to get one, I hope that you decide to invest in a great home pet. Having a fish tank is a responsibility just like any other pet. Make sure that you give them the proper attention and care that you can provide. Thank you.